in January, I decided to set my reading goal for the year for 25 books, which for me at the time was very ambitious because in 2023, I'd only read 16 books. So I was hoping to push myself a little bit, but by the time I got to June, I had already reached my reading goal of 25 books. So I had to not only raise my reading goal, but I actually doubled it. So my reading goal for 2024 quickly became 50 books. And currently on December 2nd, which is today, I am at 47. So I only have 3 books left to read in order to complete my 2024 reading goal. So that's exactly what we're going to do in today's video. I'm going to be reading with you guys until I complete my 2024 reading goal. I have my TBR cart here, so we're going to pick a book. So as much as I would like to start the ACOTAR series, I'm going to wait a little bit because I know that once I start, I'm not going to be able to stop. And there's still some like holiday themed books and stuff that I want to get to before December's over. So I think I'm gonna go, I really want a historical fiction, so I think I'm gonna go with The House of Eve. I don't really know anything about this besides it takes place in the 50s. I've never read a historical fiction besides 11/22/63, so I'm really excited to read one that's not Stephen King. So first book in this video to complete my 2024 reading goal is The House of Eve. Okay, so since we talked, I actually ended up DNFing, soft DNFing. I will get back to it at some point, but I ended up deciding that I don't really want to read The House of Eve right now. It's just literally not what I'm in the mood for. I got to chapter 3 and I was just like, it's just not the time for that. I'm just so not in the mood for a story like that. So I really wanted some type of like romance. So I was just scrolling through Kindle Unlimited, and I've always wanted to start reading the Chestnut Springs series, and it's all on Kindle Unlimited, which I didn't even know. So I started reading the first book in the Chestnut Springs series, which is Flawless, and literally like I am so happy that I started it. I was like a little like worried that like I wasn't going to like it. Okay, so it starts off where this bull rider Rhett, he like gets into a scandal because he's like a big like famous bull rider, and he gets into a scandal, and then his agent makes his daughter kind of like babysit him and like kind of just like keep him out of the light in a negative way and just make sure that he can like maintain his image because he's already lost like a bunch of sponsors and stuff. So I just didn't think I was gonna like it because of the whole like bull rider thing, but it's so freaking good. Literally from the very beginning, I was just like, oh my god, this is literally so good. This is so perfect. It's just like, it's so weird because it like feels like I feel so, I don't even know how to explain it. It's like I feel so giddy and like happy reading it. It's like really weird. Like I've never felt that. I don't even know how to explain it, but like the way I feel reading it is like the same feeling that I would get if I was at Disney World, which sounds so stupid, but it's like it just makes me feel like warm and like happy inside. It's so weird, but I'm currently 34% through. I literally have been like flying through it. If I didn't have like a bunch of editing and stuff to do these past few days, I could have sat there the entire first day that I started it and just finished the whole book. Okay, so since we last talked, I finished Flawless by Elsie Silver, and literally I know that like the last time we talked I like mentioned the fact that like it was just like making me feel so giddy. It's such like a good palate cleanser. It's so like refreshing kind of. I don't even know how to explain it. It's just really good. So it's following Summer and Rhett, and like I said, Rhett is a famous bull rider and he gets into some controversy, so his agent hires his daughter who like works for his firm to kind of like babysit him and just like make sure that he doesn't get into more trouble and to kind of just like fix his image. So she's she's in charge of like babysitting him, so they go to his ranch and he has like a big family, and that was very wholesome. Like his whole family aspect is very wholesome. And then they like go together to like the competitions and stuff like that, and of course they end up falling for each other, whatever, and it's just so cute. I just loved it. Like I really loved it. And again, it's just like I never expected to really love this series because I don't know, I've never read like anything like it where it's like a cowboy sort of thing, and it was exactly what I needed in like a romance. Like that's exactly what I was looking for when I downloaded it on Kindle Unlimited. So with that being said, I actually downloaded the next book in the series, which is Heartless. I'm so bad with the names. There's 5 books in the series and they all like end with less. There's Flawless, Heartless, Powerless, Reckless, and Hopeless. I'm pretty sure. I don't know if I said those in order or not, but it's like they're all like interconnected standalones, so characters from the first book will be in the second one, and then like they'll all just end up like connecting like character wise, even though it's like following different stories, which I love. And yeah, I'm just really excited to get into the series, and I just want like one more romance before I get into like all my Christmas reads. So we are now officially 2 books away from reaching our 2024 reading goal, which is crazy. But also along with Heartless, I decided to start listening to Friends, Lovers, and the Big Terrible Thing by Matthew Perry. This is his memoir, and if you know me, you know how much I love Friends. It's like my entire personality basically, but he obviously has so much more to his story than just 10 years of Friends. So with those 2 books, once I finish those, we'll have reached my goals. So I will keep you updated on my Heartless reading. Okay, so I have a reading update. So I am now like 34% through Heartless, and so far I think I'm loving it more than Flawless. Oh my god, these names, I swear, I'm gonna learn them someday. So in Flawless, it was following Summer and Rhett, but Summer's best friend from the city made like small appearances in Flawless, and so now this book is following Willa, who's Summer's best friend, and Cade, who is Rhett's older brother. And in the first book, I wasn't really like loving Cade. Like I thought that like the whole family dynamic like all together was very wholesome, but like him as like his own character, we didn't see enough of him for me to like actually like him, because he was like very cold and like kind of rude. So like I wasn't really liking him. But he has a son and he's like 5 years old, so I was like liking the son. I thought that was like cute for like the little bits that we got in Flawless. But then I thought that Willa was like so funny, and I was like, oh my god, I cannot wait for her book. And so now in Heartless, we're in Willa and Cade's book. So basically Cade is looking for a nanny for his 5-year-old son, and so Summer like offers Willa's help, and so Cade doesn't like get the best first impression of Willa. So like it's like kind of like he's not too happy about hiring her, but he still does because she's like great with Luke. But I just love it. I think that it's so good, and I'm really liking Cade's character now that we like are actually getting more. Well, first we're getting his perspective, but we're also just like learning more about him. And Willa, I love her even more. So far I'm really loving it more than Flawless, because also we're not following like the bull riding or anything. It's literally like them on the ranch. It's just so perfect, and it makes me so happy. Like I don't know, I just love these characters, and just like Elsie Silver's writing is just so good. It's just so good. I'm so excited to read her like entire discography. Like I never thought that the series would become something that I'm just so like obsessed with. Like I don't even know how to explain it. Oh my god, I love Willa and Cade so much, and Luke, oh my god, they had me tearing up so many times. And it was mainly because of Willa's relationship with Luke, like the 5-year-old, and Willa, their relationship. Oh my god, it had me tearing up so many times. That was so good. I am so excited to finish the rest of the series, but I can't believe now we're only 1 book away from reaching our goal of 50 books. Oh my god. I need to sit on this book because right now, like the way I'm feeling right now, I want to rate it 5 stars, but I just want to make sure that I'm actually feeling it as 5 stars. So we'll talk tomorrow. We'll talk tomorrow when I've been able to sit on it and really think about it. But I loved this book so freaking much. Okay, so I can proudly say that I finished my 2024 reading goal thanks to these 3 books that I read. So now it's time for like my wrap up and reviews because I didn't even give you guys my ratings on any of these books yet. So first we have Flawless, which is the first book that I read in this video. And like I said, I was originally going to start with like a historical fiction at the beginning of this video, and it just like wasn't what I was in the mood for. I needed like a cute like palette cleanser romance, and so I just randomly decided to download the first book of the Chestnut Springs series on Kindle Unlimited, and it was so perfectly coded to what I needed. Like it was like literally like I couldn't have written a better book in my brain. It was so perfect. It was exactly what I was looking for. So she's assigned to basically live at his ranch for the next few months until all his competitions and everything are over. So they go to all of his competitions together, and of course feelings get involved and everything just goes from there. But it's just like so cute, and I just love the way that like when they're at the ranch, the whole family is just so wholesome. They're so involved, they're so close, like the whole family is, and it's just like I love that aspect of it. So for this one, I'm gonna settle on 4.5 stars because it was like exactly what I needed at the exact perfect time, and it was super cute, and I do love them as a couple. They're not like my favorite, and now like getting more into the series, like they're definitely not going to be my favorite couple of the whole series, but still a 4.5 because I just absolutely loved it. And then we have Heartless, which is the second book in the Chestnut Springs series, and you guys, the last time we talked about this book, you saw how giddy I was about like how everything about, oh my god, I love this book. So in this one, you're following Willa, who is Summer's best friend, and Cade, who is Rhett's oldest brother. And Cade has a 5-year-old son who we actually meet in Flawless, and he's so cute. And like Elsie Silver writes this child to be like an actual real kid. I know that like there's in so many books there's like little kids, they're like meant to be like 7 years old, but they're talking like a 3-year-old or something like that. But this kid, Luke, he's written like perfectly to be a 5-year-old. I just love it. So Cade needs a nanny for Luke so that Cade can get more things done over the summer while Luke is out of school. So Summer is like, hey, you should hire my friend Willa. So eventually Willa does get hired as the nanny. First of all, you see Willa and Luke's relationship, so adorable. Like literally had me like tearing up multiple times because it was just so just like that's the part that was my favorite part of this book, and like part of why I loved it so much is because her relationship with this little boy, oh my god, it was so freaking just so perfect. But then obviously Willa and Cade, their relationship grows and everything, and Cade is very closed off because of his ex, and he's just very like untrusting. It was just like an emotional read, plus just like it was so freaking adorable and just so cute, and it was really funny too. She does that too. She throws in like these really like funny moments. I've sat on this for like 2 days now, and I decided to give this 5 stars because truly like I love this book so much, and like it was just so good, and it's just something that I'm gonna be thinking about like for so long, and I will be recommending this one specifically to like so many people. Like I loved this one so much, so 5 stars. And then I finished listening to Friends, Lovers, and the Big Terrible Thing, and I'm not gonna give this a rating because I do not think that it's right to give someone's memoir, their life story, a rating. I'm not going to give a rating, but I will say that at times it was a little hard to follow. But actually it was kind of throughout the whole book, but the timeline was kind of like jumping from time to time, so it was a little like difficult to know what time period we were in. Like I said before, Friends and like the whole cast means everything to me. Like I love them so much. Hearing his story and everything that he went through, it's just like, first of all, it's heartbreaking. I would recommend this to everyone because first of all, he says it himself. When people think about him, he wants friends to be very bottom of the list. He always wanted to be able to help people. And if you listen to the audiobook, it's him telling his story and so moving. And okay, so like I said, friends means everything to me. So there was this quote that he said, I'm gonna read it to you. So he's talking about the finale episode of Friends, and he says, "We all stood in one long line. Phoebe said, 'I guess this is it,' and Joey said, 'Yeah,' then almost broke the fourth wall by looking out at the audience briefly before saying, 'I guess so.' But there was no fourth wall to break. There never had been, in fact. We had been in people's bedrooms and living rooms for a decade. In the end, we were an integral part of so many people's lives that what we'd missed was that there had never been a fourth wall to break in the first place. We'd just been 6 close friends in an apartment that was seemingly way too big, when in fact it was just the size of a TV set in a living room." I don't know why, but when I was like listening to that specific part, I just like broke down crying because it's so true. I know that like if I'm feeling this way, it's not just me, but truly this show has just like reached so many people and is just such a comfort to so many people. Like if I can't sleep at night, I'm putting that show on and it's running from when I fall asleep until the moment I wake up, and that's like every single night. And then just hearing everything that he went through, just like literally from the moment he was a kid, from the moment he was born until like a few years ago whenever he finished writing this. So with that being said, I reached my goal, my reading goal of 50 books this year. And what day is it? It's December 15th, which means that we have 16 days to still read books. So I am definitely going to pass my reading goal by at least a couple books. So this video was so successful. I am so happy with the progress that I've made this year with even just reading. Like I said, I originally set my reading goal for 25 books and I met it halfway through the year. And last year I only read 16 books. Like the fact that I've already read 50 and the year's not even over is just like huge growth in like the reading department for me. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little reading vlog and I will see you guys so soon. Bye! Thank you.